America's first experiment in self-government didn't begin in 1776. It began in 1620 on a ship. The Pilgrims were supposed to land in Virginia where their legal permission to settle actually applied. But after a brutal Atlantic crossing, they ended up far north near Cape Cod. That created a serious problem. Their charter did not clearly cover this new location, so before they even stepped onto land, they were facing uncertainty. Who had authority here? What rules would everyone follow? And how would this group survive together? The Mayflower wasn't carrying only religious pilgrims, it also had other passengers, often called strangers, who were there for work and opportunity. Some questioned whether the old rules still applied. And honestly, you can understand why. They were cold, isolated, far from England, and about to build a settlement from nothing. But instead of letting the group split apart, they made a practical decision. They created the Mayflower Compact. Not with a king standing over them, not with Parliament writing every detail, but with each other. The men on board agreed to form a civil body politic, create laws for the good of the colony, and obey those laws together. That is the part we forget. When the old framework no longer fit the reality in front of them, they did not simply pretend nothing had changed. They created a new agreement for the world they were actually living in. Now compare that with us. We live in 2026 with digital economies, global migration, artificial intelligence, modern courts, massive governments, and social problems the 18th and 19th centuries could not have imagined. And yet, so many of today's biggest questions are still decided through frameworks written centuries ago. Of course, history matters, the Constitution matters, legal continuity matters. But the Mayflower Compact reminds us of something deeper. A political system is not supposed to become a museum piece. It is supposed to help living people govern real problems. The people on that ship had a choice. They looked at their situation and said, the old rules don't fully answer this moment, so we need a new agreement. Maybe our generation needs to ask the same question. Not how do we abandon the past, but how do we stop letting the past do all the thinking for the present? This is Founding Pappy, class is in